Good morning, good morning. Hello, Sharon. Hello, Yvonne. Good morning. Hi, Jean. Nice to see you. Thank you. Hi, Pam. Oh, so many watching. Thank you for joining me. I advertised a day early. I was so busy yesterday. Oh, I just worked ahead and then got a lot done, but still didn't get everything done on my list. Shoot, huh? Good morning, Sandy. I have to welcome two new personal downline members, Sandy and Yvonne. Thank you for joining our group, Creative Crafters Stamping Share. Hello, Andrea. Hi, Kristen. So good to have you all here. We're going to talk about sticky situations today. We're going to go over some adhesive hacks with Stampin' Up! Adhesives. It's good to have you here. I'm not doing a giveaway. It's more of a chat. Not really card making this morning. We're just going to chit chat about adhesives, so just fair warning. Good morning. Oh, hi, Kathy. Kathy, I did get your email. I think I saw it over the weekend and I wanted to respond at my computer so I wouldn't have to tap, 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 tap with my little finger on my phone. So that's still coming your way. Hello, hello. Good morning. Okay, so I have cards to share. I got some goodies in the mail, so I have to share them with you. Our first card is from Karen Karst, and she made this most beautiful card. She did a little fussy cutting, and she used some stitch shape layering squares. I always forget about the squares. I use the ovals, I use the circles, and the squares. What about squares? Well, Karen shows us a great way to use them. So here it is. Such a pretty card, isn't it? She was thanking me for the inspiring Facebook Lives. So thank you, Karen. So sweet of you to send me this card. You are so sweet. So things like that really, really make me happy, make me very, very happy. So thank you. I also have a card to share from my customer, Elaine. Elaine is such a sweetheart. She donated over 150 cards to our local Befrienders group. And she also sent me this card because she said that she was sitting in her stamp room, I believe, and she was looking out her window, and she has a hibiscus in her backyard. And she said all of a sudden it occurred to her that she could use her personal hibiscus flower for inspiration with the stamp set. I think it's called, I'm gonna show you some stuff about this stamp set. It's called Timeless Tropical. So here is the card she made for me, very pretty. And again, she did all that sponging based on the card she saw right outside her window. So here it is. Thank you so much, Elaine. Yeah, right outside her window, she had a hibiscus plant, and she was completely inspired by it, and this is what she created. And then she was so sweet. She turned around and sent it to me. So very, very nice of Elaine. Thank you so much. But that's really cool when you can just look out your window and see a flower that you can be inspired by. Actually, I'll have to do an Instagram story today because I have a new flower in my garden that my daughter planted, and it is the exact color of Blackberry Bliss. It is so pretty. And I have one more card to share. This is also a floral card. This one is from my downline member, Tammy Nelson. And it's so pretty. And I have not gotten this bundle yet, but you guys keep sending me cards and showing me cards that you're making with this bundle. And I'm like, oh, I might have to buy it. But here it is. It's this beautiful, I don't even know what the name of it is. I'm trying not to buy it. But it's that peony bundle. So pretty. So this is what Tammy made for me as a thank you card. She recently earned the Stampin' Up! Trip. And so she was thanking me for a little gift that I sent to her for earning the trip. So very pretty, and you probably can't even tell, but I'm gonna actually stand up and hold this closer. She used Wink of Stella on all of the flowers. And then she used a new little these new little embellishments that are part of that Peony product suite. Oh, I don't know if it's coming in. I'm sorry. Sometimes it's really, you know, the computer lags so far behind the phone, I can never tell if I'm actually getting it in the picture or not. So very sorry about that if I'm not getting it in the picture. But there it is. I had to show a close-up because it's so pretty. Okay, so now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab another couple sips of coffee here, and then I'm going to flip the camera down so you guys can see the new adhesives that we have in our Stampin' Up! Book. So give me a second to do that. So I am on page 162 of the new Stampin' Up! Catalog where we're showing adhesives. And you know, you guys have seen me use quite often the multi-purpose liquid glue. I love that. I use it all the time. I also use the glue dots a lot. I don't very often use tear and tape, but if I were to make a 3D project, that's a great one to use. And then Stampin' Up! Got 2 new adhesives, so I'm going to talk about those today. And of course, you've seen me use dimensionals. I never use this one. This one is, I don't even know what it's called. It's a fine tip glue pen. I will just tell you, I don't use it. It's nothing against this. It's just that I use other stuff in place of where this could be used. There, you use this to attach embellishments, but I just use glue dots to attach embellishments. So I personally don't use this one, but a lot of my customers do. I sell it fairly often. We also have these little strips. They're foam adhesive strips, and then we have dimensionals. And now we've got some new Stampin' Up! Adhesives, one of which is the foam adhesive sheets so that you can use them with open dies. You don't want to get too finely detailed with this. And then we have something it's a cling adhesive for remounting some stamps that maybe don't stick so well. Remember when we had those? I'm going to go over how to do that. So I'm going to show you this one and this one. And then we have something called Adhesive Sheets that are great for putting your finely detailed dies through the die cutting machine, and then you just pull off the adhesive and put it on your card. So we'll go over that one because that is also new. And then of course the 2 new Stampin' Seals. And then I'm going to also share with you how I mount my stamps. I feel like I was the last girl on the block to know this, but in case there's some of you out there that don't know this tip, maybe you're like me and just don't get around that much, maybe it will be a benefit to you. But it's completely changed my life, and I only found out about it about a week ago, and then I was like, oh, I have to share this. All right, so let's start. Well, let's start. I said I wasn't going to make a card, but okay, so I'm going to make a very little card. I am going to make this card so I can talk about Stampin' Seal. I will share with you that when I first started using Stampin' Seal, oh shoot, now did I bring over everything I wanted to bring over? Yes, I did. All right, so I used my whole first one up. So I got to the red line, which means that I need to change it. So I'm going to show you how to change it. But I actually have gotten so used to using it that I will tell you that when I first started using it, I would pull it away from my paper, and then when I would try to use it again, I would have to use my finger to kind of pull it upwards. And I think it's because I just didn't, you know how our muscles kind of want us to do the same thing over and over, and I just wasn't used to using it, so I was having some issues with it. But I continued to use it. Well, now I'm so good at it, I was trying to make it to the point where I had to roll it up with my finger, and I couldn't even get to that point. So then I had to unlearn what I had just learned in order to make it so that I could show you when it's a problem. So let me grab some scrap paper here. So some of you know that sometimes when you're pushing it down, like I am here, I can't get it to go. that's frustrating. So then I was like, okay, there's gotta be, I mean, Stampin' Up! Loves this, so I'm gonna love it too. So I've got some Stampin', I'm gonna label this because we're gonna do a little comparison in a bit here between Stampin' Seal and Stampin' Seal Plus. So I had trouble getting this to go, and I had to work hard to get to that point because, as I mentioned, I'm used to it now. But I worked it enough so I got it to the point where I was having to roll it. However, I discovered this is how I learned how to use Stampin' Seal. If you have a silicone craft sheet in your studio, you are going to be in real good shape because this is what taught me how to use Stampin' Seal. Because with the craft sheet, the silicone craft sheet, you actually get a little bit of give. So when you're trying to use this on a hard surface, if you don't have quite the right angle and you're not used to using it, sometimes it doesn't want to start for you and you have to roll it up with your finger. Well, if you use the silicone craft sheet, you don't have that problem because there's, it just immediately starts. There's that little bit of give when you have this craft sheet underneath your paper. So that is how I taught myself how to use Stampin' Seal, because you don't get to that point where you have to roll it up with your finger. It just starts great with the craft sheet underneath. So this is Stampin' Seal. I mean, it's invisible, so you really can't see it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold the sheet over and I'm going to burnish it down. And then we're going to set it aside for a second. Now I want to show you the Stampin' Seal Plus. And this one I actually never had a learning curve with. This one seemed to start out real good. I never had to learn how to use it with my silicone craft sheet. It just worked great right out the bat. So you just, again, this is really for putting together things like boxes or 3D items that you need to hold really well. It's very, very, very similar to what Stampin' Up! Used to offer, which was called Fast Fuse. So this one, like I said, oh my gosh, just like butter. It's fabulous, works great. So what I do now is I'm just gonna fold it over and we're gonna burnish that down. Okay, so we've got these two things and I'm gonna go over how easy it is to open that up in a second. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to show you how to change the refill. So I've got my Stampin' Up! Oh, I thought I had grabbed a refill, but I didn't. Oh shoot, I grabbed the wrong one. So this is a full sheet. Well, hold on, I'm gonna open it up. So this is the trickiest part, I think, is opening this up. What you wanna do is kind of first you wanna take this guy off. Then you press it at the top and it sort of pops open. So pretend this is a refill. So I'm gonna open this up here. Ta-da! I just got my refill. I thought I had a refill, but I didn't. So take your refill. So now we're going to open up the one that actually needs changing. And again, you just press it kind of at the top here and it opens right up. Take out the old one. And then you'll notice there's all these little pegs. So that is what you need to make sure your holes line up with. There's 3 holes and they have to go in each of these pegs. Usually if you get it started on the back and just have it fall forward, you will be lined up and everything goes into the pegs just perfectly. That was one of the problems with Fast Fuse, is sometimes it didn't want to go onto the pegs just right and then it would break. And so that's why we had a lot of trouble with it. And then you just put your top back on, squeeze it shut, and you are ready to go. So that's how you change them. Okay. Now, I did mention I was going to do something with these, so let's do it right now. So here's the Stampin' Seal. Let's say you've got your layer on your card and you're thinking, oh, this is a little crooked. I'm going to take this apart. So what you do, are you going to be able to do it? That is the question. So let's just try to get this off. And it's pretty hard. I got to pull pretty hard. But the paper did not tear And if you have an adhesive remover like I do sitting here, I could probably remove that layer and then with adhesive remover take off the excess adhesive. All right. So that's the new Stampin' Seal. It's a nice strong hold and it works really well for keeping your ribbon on your projects, as I showed in a previous video. Here is the Stampin' Seal Plus. Now let's see how that one opens up. So that is a lot harder to open, and it's actually adhered to the paper and it's tearing the paper. So that one basically adheres so well that you literally will tear your paper apart trying to get it apart. So that one, you have to put that down exactly where you want it because you don't get a second chance with that one. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and use the Stampin' Seal. I just grabbed one here. Whoops, I got the wrong thing. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. So we're gonna just put some adhesive back here. And I'm going to line this up. I'm making a little 3x3 card just for your entertainment today. I'm not actually doing this as a giveaway because the reason I want to do this is I want to share a new product that Stampin' Up! Came out with. This is the Stampin' Up! Foam Adhesive Sheets. So let me show them to you. They are they're a little bigger than our Stampin' Dimensional sheets. So this is Stampin' Dimensionals, and that's how much bigger it is than the Stampin' Dimensionals. But it's made to work different than the Dimensionals. I mean, you could cut it and put it on your project if you really wanted sturdy foam, but it's actually can be used in a Big Shot or a die cutting machine. So what you would do is you would take, so for instance, have you guys seen the new rainbow glitter? I just have to do a commercial break. Rainbow glitter. It's actually rainbow glimmer. It's so pretty. Okay, but getting back to what we're doing here. So you would have adhesive on both sides. I don't think it really matters what side you put this on. So you just peel it off and you put it onto your foam sheet. So this is nice and high. Then you take your die that you want to run through your die cutting machine, put it on here, run it through just as if it were paper. So I did that with these little flowers. So I did run it through once and then I backed it out and ran it through a second time because you want to make sure on the back that everything cuts all the way through. I mean, you're cutting a pretty thick piece of foam here. So what we're going to do is we want to get these little flower cutouts, and then instead of using a mini dimensional that just would pop up the center, this actually keeps the entire flower super sturdy and the whole thing is on a foam cutout. It works great. So another product, before I actually put this on this little mini card, another product that Stampin' Up! Came out with, let me bring it over here, is our adhesive sheets. Now Stampin' Up! Has had something similar to this in the past, so I was pretty familiar with using it. These are 6x12 sheets, and what I love about them is you can get them in kind of 2-inch strips. So look at this. It actually comes apart in 3 different places. See? So it gives you a lot more versatility when using it, because you want to make sure when you cut it out that you have one of these little cut marks. Otherwise it's really hard to grab onto it to pull it away. So I will show you what I did to create this little card that I'm creating. So again, we have some rainbow glimmer here, and I cut the adhesive to size. This is our adhesive sheets. I'm going to peel it off. Whoops. I got it stuck on my finger. So obviously this is the side I need to turn around and put onto my piece. There we go. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. There we go. So we now our adhesive sheet is attached to your glimmer paper, and then you run it through your die cutting machine, and I chose to use a really detailed die, the Aloha die from Timeless Tropical Bundle. I guess it's not a bundle anymore, it's the In the Tropics dies. So that's where these two little items are from. So now I'm going to make this tiny little card to show you how to use this. So you just pull away the die, and then you have your Aloha here, and this is where your take your pick tool can come in kind of handy. So you can pull this away, but you don't want those little center pieces. So let me just pull this up. So I haven't actually removed the adhesive yet. I'm just removing the word from the die cut here. There we go. Then we're going to pull that adhesive away. And we're going to grab like a foam mat or something, because you want to reach in and pull away those center pieces. So I just took my craft sheet and I'm going to pull away those little center pieces because we want this all nice and open. I have seen people leave these in, and you know, that's great if you want a more chunky look, but I kind of like it more loose and flowing. So there we go. So we have our Aloha, everything's on the craft mat. Now it just needs to go onto the card. So I'm going to flip my take your pick tool around. I'm going to grab it with the little spatula end. See? And then we're going to put it on our card just like this. All nice and square, because I'm a square kind of girl. So just press that on. There it is, and it's on really good. So that's how you use the those little craft, well, what are they called again? Adhesive sheets from Stampin' Up. Okay, now we'll take these little flowers. Again, it's nice to have your take your pick tool handy because it works great. So we're going to poke these out. Well, I'm going to take off the die. Oh, the die kind of pulls them right out for me. So here's one. We'll just set that in right like this. Here's another one. And one more. Now I want to keep my little center. So I don't know where that center went. Oh, it's in here. So I'm going to poke that out. Use my take your pick tool. I'm going to reinsert that center because I've got a little bit more embellishing to do. There we go. So this is what it looks like. Now these little centers can come out, but I'm actually keeping them for the look that I want to do. So I'm going to take these little red rhinestones, and again, using my take your pick tool, I'm going to pull these little red rhinestones away. And we're going to put those right in the center of these flowers. It just adds so much. It's just amazing how pretty these flowers get. Whoops, I messed up. How pretty these flowers get with these little centers. Oh my goodness, is that gorgeous. One more. All right, I'm going to hold it up to the camera. So here's a little 3x3 card that uses some of our new adhesives, which I thought you would enjoy seeing in action. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing. All right, so some of you may remember stamps that look like this. So I had to bring this back from the cabin because when I have a stamp set that I really like and I want to keep it, I don't keep it in my office. I actually take it to the cabin where all my most favorite stamp sets live. And this is called the Borderlines dies or stamps. And you may remember back in the old days, we struggled sometimes to keep our stamps attached to our blocks, especially if our blocks were a little bit gummy or dirty. So you'd put them on And a few seconds later, they would fall off. And then we'd be like, oh, pushing, trying to keep them on. Sometimes they would work, but then about the second you re-ink them, now this one's staying a little better because I just cleaned this block so it was super clean. But if it isn't super clean, we had problems with these with the little stickers not working. So most of the time I didn't even put stickers on my stamps. I just left them plain without stickers. Well, Stampin' Up! Came out with a new product that I know some of you are going to love. It is called Cling Adhesive from Stampin' Up! And you get a lot of them. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sheets. And you will be able to unmount your stamps or take some of your old stamps that you love and make sure that they stick to your block using these new clings. And so you can cut, and the great thing is, because I am not very smart at figuring things out, it takes me a lot longer than some people, but it has beautiful instructions on the back. Beautiful. Pictures. I can work with pictures. So 4 steps. All right. So the first step is just to figure out what side you're putting your cling on. So you want your cling to go on this side because that would make the most sense. That's where you want it to stick to your block. And the other thing is the way this works, and I'm just going to show you on this one. You peel it off, and it's all in one big sheet. So it's one kind of bigger rectangle. So this is perfect if you have a bigger stamp and you just want to pop it on there. If you don't have a super bigger stamp, you can cut it. So you'll get even more use out of these. So let me get this out of the way so you can see what I'm talking about. So I don't need all of this to go on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in half the long way because I am working with a skinny, kind of a skinny stamp here. So I'm going to cut like this. And then I'm going to flip it over and just press it on to my stamp. I'm going to do the same thing with this one over here. Well, this one's already cut to size, so I can just flip this one over, right over the top of it, press down and lift up, and it's on. And I'll show you in a second how well it's going to cling to your clear mount. So just pull that away, and now it's ready. It's ready for you to stamp. Look, it doesn't flop off. Remember the other one, how that flopped off? This is great. I love this. So that's how to use that. I've got another one here, so I'll just show you again real quick. You can, again, cut these to size, but I am just cutting them in half because I'm working with really long, skinny ones. So I'm going to pull this away. And be careful which side you're putting down. So like if you take it away from the paper like I just did, don't get mixed up and put the wrong side on the wrong spot, which I think I am getting goofed up here. So I'm going to put it back. So I'm not totally an expert because I've only done this one stamp set. So I'm still learning too how to use this, but it works really good. If you take the peeling off first, okay? So I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to work with what's here. So we'll revisit this in a second. Because once you cut it off, ooh, it can be tricky. So don't cut it off until you have the peely off. Otherwise, you're going to get your sides mixed up, okay? So that was just in action situation here. All right, so I got another one. I'm just going to press it on. I think it's important just to press it onto the sheet. Then when you pull it away, you have the right side down. Oh no, I got the other one. Oh, you guys, this is turning into kind of a mess. Oh dear. Let me pull this away. I pulled away 2 of them. Apparently, I don't have my glasses on or something. Here we go. So here's the other one. And I'll put this one over here since it's already off. There we go. And then you can pull it away. There, I did it. Oh my gosh, I was sweating bullets there for a second. There we go. Beautifully, beautifully on, except for that one spot. You know what? I think I got the adhesive mixed up. So look, this is what happens when you don't put it on right. I put it on the wrong side. Oh my God, I am such a dork. So this worked beautifully yesterday when I wasn't on video. Oh my gosh. So this is what you don't do. Don't get those sides mixed up, you guys, or you're gonna end up with not being able to do it right. I'm gonna give it one more shot because I'm stubborn like that. Where is my stuff? So I put it on backwards. So we're gonna go back. I'm going to do it the right way. Stampin' Up! Gives very good instructions, but you actually have to look at them and figure it out. Okay. I'm going to start over here. So I'm peeling this off. Then I'm going to take my scissors because I don't want the whole thing. I want it cut. So there we go. Now take your stamp and put it over the top. See, it's just that I'm working with these long skinny ones, so I have to do it a little bit different. There we go. Now it's on. Okay, then we can put it on here. Ta-da! I did it right. Yay! Whew! That was stressful. So, allow yourself to make a couple of mistakes. Don't worry about it if you screw up like I just did, because everything's fixable, right? And that's how you learn. All right, but honestly, my assistant has been going nuts over these. She's gone through almost a full pack and she has unmounted, she said, like 4 laundry baskets full of wood mount stamp sets that she is now turning into clear mount stamp sets, all with this. And she hasn't even gone through a full pack. So she is super excited about it and she's a total expert using this. And she's probably laughing her brains out watching me because she's so good at it. All right, now the last thing I want to share with you, like I said, I must live in a vacuum because I just had no idea this was the thing to do. So I'm going to grab my silicone mat, and I want to give credit to my downline member, Mary Alice Bellis. She did a video on this, and I was like, what? What? This is how you do it? I didn't know. So let me tell you, you know, I'm the queen of mistakes. Let me show you. So honestly, even to this day, I don't put the stickers on everything. I only put the stickers on things that I'm using because I have so many problems getting stickers on, as you may have figured out. So Mary was teaching us how to do this, and I was like, I had never seen this before. So let me show you what's really bad that you shouldn't do. I think I can find it. Yes, it's this stamp. So I'm getting ready for one of our events, and I'm trying to get the stickers on, and I'm having all kinds of problems because I'm not good at it. Let me show you what I did. So I put the sticker on, and I really, oh, you know what? My battery's almost dead. Hold on, I gotta plug my phone in here real quick. Good thing I stood up and looked in the phone. Hold on. Oh dear. Let me bring the cord around. Oh, we almost went into low power mode. Hold on. All right. Back to doing other stuff. Okay. So let me show you up close what happened here. So I was attempting to put this sticker on, and somehow or another I didn't do it right. So I was trying to lift it up. Well, let me just show you what happens when you screw up and try to lift up. Oh, these stickers are so strong. This is what happened. Look how bad that is. totally lost its stick. I can never get this to stick just perfectly on here anymore. And I just screwed it up. So I was like, okay, so I maybe am not the best at doing this. So then then I have this cute little thing that I was using. I was back to doing it like this, where I didn't even put stickers on. Unless I was doing a video, then I'd try to quick get a sticker on. Because, you guys need to see what I'm stamping. So then Mary Alice was showing me what you do. So you take your stamp. So we're going to do 3 of these. So everybody's going to learn how to do this. Because it took me, seriously, I had to do this like 4 times to figure it out. So take your stamps that you're going to do and peel off the backing. Here we go. So we're going to mount these 3 stamps, and we're going to just take the backing off all 3 of them, but I'm only going to do 1 at a time. Get yourself a clear block. Then take your sheet that has your sticker that you're going to put on. Take that off. Take the whole thing off with the backing still in place and put it on your block, because obviously this is the side that's that would be the right side. I don't know how to explain it. The side that sticks to your blocks is on the bottom. So then this is the sticky side. That's what you're usually peeling off to stick this on, and we're usually going at it over the top, and that's where I get goofed up. So then you have to peel that little backing off. So I'm just going to use my take your pick tool here again and grab those little pieces. Don't worry, I'm going to do this 2 more times, so if you don't quite get it, you will by the end. Then you turn it over. This is the magic. So then you just put it right over the top. Okay, so you're not going to be able to see this. I have to pull it a little more towards me so I can get my head straight over it. But if you get your head straight over it, which I'm doing a pretty good job. Look! The sticker goes on perfect. Perfect. Oh my gosh. This is like a revelation. This is like something I've never experienced before. So then, of course, it's on there pretty tight because, it hasn't gotten dirty. So then just peel it off. Once you've used it a few times and you've dropped it on the floor, you've gotten some glitter on it, then it comes on and off the block a lot better. All right, so there it is. There's the first one. I'm going to show you more. So again, you take the stickers off your stamp, put it here. Then you take your flower, see, flower, peel the entire thing off the sheet, okay? Don't take anything else off. Just peel it off the sheet, put it on your clear block, and then use a little tool to get this adhesive off, because once you get it on the block, there's no flexibility anymore and you can't just peel it off very well. So you do have to use a pokey tool or something. Oh my gosh. Now you're going to take this. Oh, it just so happened that I have this the right way, but you can see now, for once in your life, you can see which way it's got to go. So I just keep turning it until I find the exact spot it needs to go. And then again, you put your head directly over it. So this is really important. Get your head directly over it, and you can line up the sticker exactly with where it goes on your stamp. And then you don't have that overhang. I have to use this little tool to get it up the first time. Like I said, it's really tight to the block the first time or 2 that you use it. But now you look at how perfect that is. There is no overhang anywhere. I am so putting all of my stickers on again. Okay, one more time. If you're like me, slow learner, you will need to see it one more time. I seriously had to watch this video 3 times to figure it out. Again, you take your stamp, you take the backing off, and you just put it on a dark piece of paper, or in this case, I've got my craft mat so you can see through. Then you peel off the entire sticker and put it on a block size to fit. Take your pick tool, pull away the really super sticky stuff, and then you flip it over and you are going to line it up. Again, you have to get your head directly over it in order to do this. So I'm kind of taking a chance here because I really can't get my head directly over it since the camera's kind of in the way. But this is pretty good. And then it's perfect. There we go. See? It's perfect, you guys. Perfect. Oh my gosh. Then what I do is I actually, because this is so strong on here, I actually tap it onto my blue jeans or my pants and give it just the tiniest bit of fuzz because, you know, I want to be able to pull this up. It sticks really good. So there we go. Now it's perfect and it's just ready and just right for me. All right, so I hope that made your day. For those of you that didn't know that, I mean, my gosh, this was like a revolution to me. I will never do this again, and I will always do it this way with the block so that I can now have my stickers on my stamps 100% perfect every time. So I'm seeing lots of comments that everybody is pretty impressed by that. So I take it there were a few of you that didn't know that. Yeah, here I thought I was the last one to know, but maybe not. So anyway, getting all my tools together here. Let me put a couple of cuties out here so you've got a lingering impression of what we did. Got two little cute cards. There they are. But as I mentioned, I am not doing a little giveaway today. I've got a lot of things going on, and I just wanted to do a little Stampin' Chat and share with you all kinds of stuff about adhesives. So this is Tuesday. Normally I do videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I will not be doing a video this Thursday. It is, of course, July 4th weekend, so we are planning on doing some family things and starting our weekend early. So I hope everyone has a safe and happy holiday over the 4th, and that you keep your social distance, wear your mask, and everybody have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.